Okay, so we bypassed conquering Peniche. Right, so we bypassed that. Climbing Bukovina from Romania. Wait, who controls Bukovina these days? I mean, wasn't Bukovina? Right here. All right, so it's the Soviets now. So we have to get the Bukovina from them. So they take Bukovina along with Bessarabia. Interesting. Or was it? Yeah. So it's I never noticed that they take Bukovina along with Bessarabia. Right. So for our achievements, let's take a look at that again. Where is it? I missed it. Yes, and the Habsburg Prince. Jordan, Palestine, Niederschlesien, Oberschlesien, Tuscany, Lorraine, Lombardy. We need to own and control. So Jesus, this is. So that basically requires us to defeat Japan. So that would be a fairly long and basically to defeat United Kingdom and the Allies as well. That's like a massive campaign with having to build the navy at some point in time. So maybe we'll continue this, but I don't know. It would be, well, if we win the land war in Europe and, well, Asia, that's just a matter of time, really. But yeah, it will take a long time. So actually I have a second line of fighters, and I once again need to buy a little bit of oil. A little bit more from the Soviets and a little bit more from the US and rubber. Right, of course, the problem, of course, is that the moment we go to war with the Allies, we lose all the rubber. So, and, well, the moment we go to war against the Soviets, we'll lose. Oh yes, I will need to beat Japan to be an owner and the controller of those territories here, the Italian territories, because they actually joined the war. All right, so are we strategically redeploying or are we moving? I think those guys can move. Let's just march, and with you, we will strategically redeploy you to Milan. Yes, I'm moving in here. Half of you are moving in here, so how about the rest of you will try to push this way, and you, once finished, will actually go like this. There we go. Really need those bloody tanks sooner rather than later. Okay, we will start researching them shortly. Okay, assembly line, yada. Jesus, we are getting a lot of bloody factories, aren't we? What, I will start building more of those light tanks. We'll then convert them into, well, probably those self-propelled artillery guns. Yeah, I'm actually not sure. Yeah, perhaps you're right, because the problem is I'm at war with Japan, but European powers are not, unless things changed from the last time I finished. So there will probably be a peace conference once. Yeah, I think once I finish off Italy, there may be a peace conference, but I think I will still be at war with Japan. But if I manage to get the territories I need for the achievement, in the during the peace conference, yes, I think you're right. I may not have to go to war against. I may just, ignore the Italy for the rest of ignore the Japan for the rest of the game. Problem is that I will need to go to war with the Allies, because I think I still need parts of Poland. Let's see. The interesting thing is that Soviets will most likely end up at war with the Allies shortly. They will, I think, justify against Poland. Let's see. Niederschlesien and Oberschlesien, those are both German territories. Tuscany, Lorraine. Lorraine. So that's Lotharingen. That's Lorraine. So yeah, that's this one I will need to get from the French. So definitely. Yeah, Japan is not in the war. Well, there are two wars against the Axis. There's my war, and they are in that war, but they are not in the the basic war here against the Allies. So they are half in the war. Why do you need Palestine for the achievement? Because this is supposed to be, regaining. It's a bit silly, but it's regaining the Holy Roman Empire, yada yada yada. So it's I guess including the territories conquered for like half a second during the Crusades. So I don't know. It's weird, but that's what it is. So Emilia-Romagna, and so basically I need Lombardy, Tuscany, and Emilia-Romagna from the Italians. That's my main goal here. So let's see, Tuscany, Emilia-Romagna, and Lombardy. And it would be nice to actually get Veneto as well. We'll see if we manage to. And so actually this is probably the most important. Of course, the problem is that they will switch the Italy to their side, that they will change the government, so we'll end up fighting Italy anyway. I mean, I know it's a bit of the historical clusterfuck, but yeah, I guess that's what they went for. Restore Austria-Hungary, and of course Austria-Hungary never actually controlled the Holy Land, let's call it, and that was way before Habsburgs became synonymous with the emperors of the Holy Roman Empire. So it's silly, I don't know. Yeah, well, it's just an achievement, so I don't put much thought into that, and well, clearly they haven't either. So. Okay, are we grabbing all of the territory? Not quite. So here and here, something like that. Yes, I think we're taking it all. All right, then we can now focus on the on driving south. There we go. Motorized logistics, very nice. Well, we don't need those claims yet. Okay, let's read. So, to finalize our de jure territorial demands, we must claim the various titles in Germany, Italy, and Palestine that our Habsburg has to his name. So, well, perhaps well, it's actually quite possible that the way, you know, the titles were working at the time, that even centuries after, you know, losing territories in the Palestine, the Holy Roman Emperor would actually call themselves kings of Jerusalem and so on and so forth. So I actually would have to check that. What is the strongest minor nations now in the view of the DLC? Not sure. I mean, Austria-Hungary is, as you can see, is a strength of Hungary in this form is that you can basically grab over 30 million of core population without as much as firing a shot. And then you can expand. If I haven't fucked it up, I would have controlled Romania as well and had access to the oil. So yeah, I can basically control most of the Central Europe and all of the Balkans fairly easily. So I think this is a fairly strong power base. And then since, well, you're screwing over Axis, you can just pounce them as we do. So I think this is probably the most powerful one, but not specifically in the multiplier, because there is much. So you just are very dependent on this whole thing working. And if Germany simply decides to go to war against you, you are screwed, because you have no chance of actually winning an all-out war against them before 1940. What is the color mod called for the terrain? Actually, don't remember. Let's just let me link it to you. Actually, if you go to any of my YouTube videos, you will have in description you will have link to Emnel's Enchantment Suit or something like that. It's a mod collection on Steam that includes all the mods I'm using, so it will be there. But I think it's something better terrain view or something like that. And for those I knew this is the link to YouTube. On the very bottom of the description. What is the Renew the Rome protocol focus? It's if you are going fascist, you can instead of going with Germany, you can actually go with Italy and form a basically alliance with Italy and get I think Austria in it as well. So it's a bit weird, but yeah, basically you get a Pact of Rome. It's called. You basically get a different faction. There was that somewhere. It currently has no effects, but yeah, well, it won't show now because of the situation we are. But there's a Pact of Rome faction you are creating. So back to so Hungary is very weak early on, but you can land grab the shit out of things. Romania is actually very powerful, I would say. Well, either way you go, so you can go so their main strength is that they can switch their government within 4 focuses. So you take 4 focuses and you are fascist or you are Soviet, well, communist, right? So you can land grab the Balkans like no one else, very well, and there are many good options here. You can flip flop. You can go from one government to another. You can get friendly with the Soviets and then turn to allies or turn to Axis, and the other way around, because our political focuses are not actually mutually exclusive. to simulate that Romania did so much flip-flopping during the Second World War that, I mean, I'm not sure why Italy is getting all the shit. So, yes, and I think this is actually very powerful in the multiplayer because, well, as a Romania player, if there are no specific rules to deal with Romania, you can like keep telling everyone that sure you'll be their friend, you will join them, and then switch the faction halfway through and so on. So that there are multiple options to play Romania, and I think like as a whole, ignoring the possibly even with the whole Austro-Hungarian Empire, Romania is probably about as strong, and it's not. It actually starts with a powerful army and a really decent industry, unlike Hungary, for example. Yugoslavia is a bit problematic because you start with whooping 3 military factories, and basically everyone, including like Greece, has at least as powerful, if not more powerful, army than you. It's not great. So, alright, so we captured this. So let's try to deploy a few more wings. So you can see we've created quite a few of those. Okay, so bloody, I wasn't clicking properly, haven't I? Oh fuck, I don't have many power. Jesus. Well, soon TM. Alright, so for now let's switch you guys in here and in here. Not quite reaching this, but yeah. There's some kids on the, outside my door. Wonder if you guys can hear it. Alright, let's continue. Oh yes, and Romania definitely has the best military advisors. They have experts for infantry and and special forces, which is great. On the other hand, Yugoslavia actually not. Perhaps it's us. Yeah, we have really nice. So we have political power gains. On the other hand, we, for example, have shitloads of political power access. Why do we have? Oh, right, because the focus is finished. I get confused, but even on the veteran, we have 1.2 political power. On the other hand, Yugoslavia has well, if you go fascist or democratic, you can get some additional political power, but you don't have access to silent workforce, and yeah, it's not great as Yugoslavia. I would say Yugoslavia is probably the weakest one. Yeah. No, there was no nerf to Montenegro as far as I know. Okay, so what do we want? We want to get armor tech research. Probably not, because, well, we want to research that first, and then we will use this armor tech research around here somewhere for those tanks, and in between we will probably want to get like self-propelled artilleries going for us, which would result in well, not being able to upgrade. In having to either wait or spend that armor research bonus on this, so let's wait on that. So special focus, and I think we'll just go towards Air Force right here. Well, either way, let's start with this. I mean, Mountaineers and Special Forces are like use 50% more infantry equipment for them. Problem, of course, is like people complain a lot about AI being stupid, but the problem in such games is that, for example, if you see compare combat here and compare combat in any other Paradox game, you have infinitely more control over your units. So, for example, in EU4 or God forbid Crusader Kings 2, it's mostly down to math. There's a very limited amount of decisions you can make to outsmart your enemies, and for that reason, AI, for example, in EU4 has increased tremendously. Between for the last few years, right? It has been pretty fucking stupid, but it got better. But here, there are so many ways of actually outsmarting the AI by the player, then it's infinitely more difficult to get your. So basically, the more choices the player has, the more difficult it is to have AI catch up with them. So that's actually true in terms of industry and economy in EU4 as well. The more complex the game becomes with adding new things such as estates and so forth and so on and so forth, it's and in turn the more player is able to min-max, the more difficult it is to have AI catch up to him. And since Hearts of Iron has much more micromanagement on both production and combat, this is the main reason why they are struggling with AI so much. But I don't think that there will be any real improvements there will be improvements, of course, like they have been in EU4, but don't expect that it's a system problem. Basically, the game has so many options that it's virtually impossible for AI to challenge competent players, as it is with as it is in other Paradox games. Really, I mean, when last time was when you felt like you really you had to really struggle to win in EU4. I bet it was it was a while ago, so it's not an innate issue with Hearts of Iron 4, I would say. Oh right, yes. I think it was like 1 day or so. We probably wasted 1 day. But so I should probably get tanks going. So what the hell is on the top of this tank, I wonder? Looks weird. If this kind of tank actually exists, it probably did. It's 1338, so I will look for some photos later. We could start going this way, and I believe there is a way to get infantry research bonus, so we could get those ahead of time. We can improve our field hospitals now twice fairly easily, but I think that can wait since we haven't even put them into our divisions quite yet. We still haven't had a chance to get bloody radios. It's 1940, so we could get better anti-tanks as well. But since we are actually going for mobile warfare, I think we'll just go away. We'll simply so another thing here. Jesus, there's a lot of things we haven't done yet, and another thing, construction. But I think I'll just pass on construction at this point. Let's just go with the bloody tanks. Yep. Yeah, I do like min-maxing in all the games. I mean, I actually like figuring out the best ways to do things more than actually, when if you probably noticed that I have a hard time, finishing my games to the very end. When I see like, okay, well, I've won. Okay, that worked. I really lose a little bit of. Well, mostly I went with Mobile Warfare because I've went with the other ones in the previous game in the previous playthroughs. So it's I wouldn't say that Mobile Warfare is the best way to go about it as Hungary, but I just went it for the sake went for it for the sake of well variance. So yeah, don't try it at home. Mm. It's always like that. I always end up conquering the world with fucking infantry. I really need to play like as a major sum and really focus on tanks. Oh, the other thing, we will I think start actually building those heavy tanks. We'll turn them later. Use the conversion later to turn them into those next 1941 tank destroyers and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Let's do it like that, and we need more steel and more oil. I wish you could automate this, to be honest. It's better than it used to be, but come on. It's especially if you are conquering, it gets annoying. Well, I always find time to micro some things. Yeah, 1936 light tanks are. I'm fairly certain that they are enough to win this game at any given time. So when you have max, and this is just basic veteran difficulty. If you are playing with max sliders, your 1936 tanks may have some issues, but on basic veteran difficulty, you can win the war with 36 tanks every single fucking time. So no questions asked. I'm very certain of that one. Okay, once you arrive, you can keep going down south. And you guys grabbing this. Is there a secret weapons focus in the end of the new trees? Yes, there are a few. Not sure if we have one. I don't think we do. Let's check. No, actually we don't, but on the other ones, let's actually take a look at them. Well, there's only Romania left, but I think they do have secrets. Well, they have this for the nuclear reactor construction speed, which is nice, I guess. And a nuclear bomb project. So, yeah, things like that. I think they actually have a little bit of. Well, they have like about the same amount of divisions we do, but well, their divisions have been spread out in other places, which is which is problematic. While we just bum rushed them with everything we've got. So yeah, it's not ideal for them. So we just need to keep going. I mean, I wouldn't say that Victoria 2 trade engine is anything to go by. Not really. It's problematic once you get into to like finer details. It gets very messy. You can abuse it very hard, but this definitely isn't made for for the trade. This game, like the trade that is made in Victoria 2, well, it requires all the artisans and all the production to go on and so forth. So this simply isn't something you can use in this game by any means. Yeah, but I mean it's okay. It's just maybe it's the fact that we are conquering things a little fast. It messes things just a little bit. That we are not fast enough with switching the. Jesus. This. Right. Let's take one less. Really? Yeah, I'm confused here. Okay, now. Okay, so we have dockyards. For one of the achievements, we need to... Haven't been... So, actually, okay, yes, we do have more dockyards. So here, let's put them at the very bottom. So for one of the achievements, we need to actually build a battleships and battleship, a battleship. So yeah, we'll get to that at some point.